Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again. Another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, check out the newest episode of The Flash. It's The Flash, Season 7, Episode 13, Masquerade. So, this is the first episode of The Flash post Cisco leaving. Like, he's gone now. If he ever returns, which there's apparently rumors he's going to pop up in the 150th episode, I'm not really sure, which is episode 17 of this season. But this is the first episode that we have lost a main cast member in quite some time in terms of who's been there since the beginning. It's kind of crazy. Like, I think overall, me and the Ghost, we enjoyed last week's episode. Some people had some criticism about it because it was happy at moments and kind of a weird storyline in terms of the villain being, what was the name of it they used? Rainbow something Raider or something. I don't remember. 2.0. And them being all happy. We were laughing at bits and pieces of it for sure because it was funny at times. But I thought it fit the character in terms of Cisco because he is a comedic character. Like he's a comic relief in a sense throughout the show. So it kind of made sense on that. But now we're in the first episode post that point. One thing that did highlight, which felt out of nowhere, was that scene with Cecile and some sort of like gold mask or whatever, which reminded me of Psycho Pirate from Elseworlds. Supposed to have supposedly a role in Crisis and completely didn't happen. So that was kind of weird. But overall, we enjoyed that episode, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do now because now we're into a new arc. Because that episode with Cisco last week didn't feel like a start of a new arc, even though the last arc with the whole family dynamic of the new forces and everything, that was the beginning. Oh, that was the ending of that arc, and now we're supposedly getting into a new one, so we'll see. So let's get into it now, guys. News episode of The Flash. I can't even speak. Jeez, it's been a long day. Anyways, let's go. Flashback?
This is new.
Yeah. Of course. Wait a minute. Yeah, that call. Yeah, that call. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was about to say I forgot. Something's up with this. Okay. This now makes sense. Chester found them in some sort of archive. Like, he came and he's like, "Hey, Chester." And then, yeah, no. He didn't catch them in the act.
Oh.
Barry sped up. And he was like, "Hey," and he's like fixing his like shirt or whatever, and then literally on the other side of like this like shelf thing, there's a bang, and then Iris like stands up and her hair's all messed up and crap. It's so obvious what. And then he even tells her, Chester, after Iris walks away, "Yeah, we were trying now since the whole force thing." Yeah, so he openly tells Chester, and Chester's like, "Cisco, you didn't."
Having sex back there.
Yeah, and Chester's like, "Cisco, you didn't warn me about this." I'm like, "Well, they weren't trying before." So it is Psycho Pirate.
It's too bad you can't just grab the mask from the museum, huh?
Yeah, it's too bad you just can't do that.
I don't think there's any way out of this place.
Then we have to make one.
Ah, well.
Good thing, too. Because this one sounds like a doozy.
Okay.
I know you, Cecile. You're just as brave and as capable.
I know you, even though you're not actually Seal. You sure?
If you say so.
Yeah, you say so. I feel like we're just showing her just jumping around and all this stuff. Like, it just felt like at times that was just random. Is it though? Okay. She's gonna put it on. Yep.
Sue, that's not Cecile. You need to get out of there now. Chester, that thing tricked all of us.
But you heard what it said. You put Barry in that coma just like Grodd did to play me. Sing my insecurities as the new guy.
Is it?
We're at St. Carmine's Psychiatric Hospital just outside
Okay.
Where I was a patient. She died alone because of me.
I know what it's like to lose a mom. But to blame yourself for it,
Not the right
it's
decision.
not your fault. I didn't come to Star Labs to replace Cisco.
No.
I came here to work with him.
And then he's gone. Now he's gone. Yeah.
I want to do a good.
Oh, the Thinker's chair. Wait, how did she get down there without no one noticing? Okay.
I do.
Is she playing Harley? This feels like Harley for some reason. Camera. That worked.
You are a full-fledged member of Team Flash now. Your voice will always matter here.
He is now? He wasn't before?
Make sure you use it.
She led them into an ambush.
Oh my god.
She was the only one that survived. Cecile, I think Kristen Kramer was working with the enemy.
There you have it, guys. Probably a short reaction for this one. I was tweeting in between breaks, and I felt overall this episode had some decent things, but I feel overall, just in general, not talking about specific things, I feel like overall this was kind of a random story. Now, I get it. You want to give Cecile some screen time because in a lot of these episodes, since she's come onto the show, even as a series regular, when she got up to a series regular, we haven't seen Cecile that much. There's at times when she's useful to the story, depending on her job or her powers, or if it's involving everybody in Team Flash or whatever, but there's not a lot of Cecile screen time. So I understand why they were doing this, and they've built it up slightly to this point, but the whole idea of the mask, which I've said, oh, it reminds me of Psycho Pirate. It actually was Psycho Pirate's mask. And they actually do set it up when she gets hit by that purple lightning. We thought it was a part of the whole, New Forces or whatever. It actually wasn't. But regardless of that setup, this still feels like a random story that could have easily been replaced by something else in the show. Because we have a lesser amount of episodes this season due to, of course, the pandemic and everything, and them shooting like in less time. Actually, shooting probably around the same amount of time, but they're taking more time to shoot, I think, or in general, or just there's certain things in place where they're just doing less episodes. I think it's like 18 total instead of the regular 22, 23 or whatever. But I feel like they could have done something else. The one thing that really surprised me in terms of a very positive thing is the fact that we had a big revelation for Cecile in the sense of that she knows the thing that she's trapped in with Barry, which is a one-level psych facility, and she was placed there, and she checked herself out at a certain amount of time because she blamed herself for her mother's death because she was working so much, and her mother, I think, had cancer, and her mother told her to just keep working, and then she was in court when her mom died, so she wasn't there for her, so she hated herself, and so she checked herself in. I think that was a very, very, very good revelation in terms of it's some deep character development for Cecile, because that's something I would never expected to hear from that character, but it definitely is interesting, and it adds more of showing how far she's come as a character, and I think that scene between her and Barry was great. The part where it gets a little bit weird is when we see crazy Cecile, essentially, I guess you could say, in the psych ward, essentially, in the whole mind thing, where she's like glitching all over the place and stuff, and laughing over the top, like being like showing how crazy she is and how insane she is, and I felt like they were kind of overdoing it, and I'm like, is this Harley Quinn? That's what it felt like at times, honestly, but the whole idea of just the mask in general coming back, because I saw someone on Twitter say this Psycho Pirate related story here with the mask should have honestly been within the season of Elseworlds when Elseworlds crossover happened, or sooner after, because this has been we got Crisis of Infinite Earths, and then we've even passed Crisis of Infinite Earths, and now we're doing a Psycho Pirate related story. Like, it just feels like they could have easily done this last season around Crisis. Like, it could have been a little bit after the Elseworlds appearance, because he didn't pop up in Crisis, which he should have, but whatever. So now they're doing it. It just feels just kind of random, but okay. Really kind of a Flash less episode, which have had these in the past before, but at least Barry had a decent amount of screen time in it in terms of helping Cecile and all that kind of stuff and being there. I have one question. Why in Star Labs in the main room on the mannequin is the season 1 suit of the Flash? Can anybody explain that? I understood maybe the nostalgia of it for Cisco, but it just feels kind of random that they have it there when they have Barry's actual updated season 6-7 suit, which is the most comic book accurate suit they've ever made. Why is that not up on the mannequin? Does it not fit on the mannequin? Is it like built differently to where it will not fit on the mannequin? I'm not really sure. It just seems kind of strange. We also had a bit of Chester in this episode in terms of story because, of course, like I was mentioning in the intro, no Cisco. He is completely gone now. They reference him, of course, a lot in this episode. We had Chester remaking, what Cisco's room was now into Chester's room, and he was questioning himself when the whole heist failed, when, Psycho Pirate Cecile, or Psycho Cecile, or whatever, got the mask. And Sue came back, which was a nice addition. Of course, we had to mention Ralph, and of course, he's not there, whatever. I was like, at this point, just recast Ralph. If you're not going to have Hartley Sawyer back because you fired him and whatever, then recast the role and bring him back, because that was a major character in the show for several years. Just recast him and explain why his face is different. Move on. It's not that hard, but whatever. So they brought Sue back. It was nice to see her in the episode, even though she was just kind of dancing around and stuff at times, it seems. I mean, she said it was like a dance routine or whatever, but it felt like she was just randomly doing spins and flips and everything just to get around the lasers, which it just felt random. But the point, I was getting off track a little bit, getting off track. The Chester thing, he was like, well, I totally jumped in thinking I could do this, and Team Flash, blah, 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 I completely failed. Well, newsflash, Chester, Team Flash fails quite a bit. It's not like every single time they attempt something, it works. Okay, literally there are multiple episodes of The Flash where they attempt something and they completely fail and then actually backfires and makes things worse. How come Psycho Cecile got into the archive room or whatever where the Thinker's chair was without no one noticing until it was too late? How did no one notice she got in there? I know it's a giant facility, but don't they have some sort of alarms or something in place to where they can detect if someone's in it? I guess not. I don't know. And Candagraphs pointed out on Twitter, where did Iris learn how to aim that weapon properly and do like barrel rolls and stuff? Like, just feels like Iris does Iris have proper training? And I don't think they've ever showed that, so I'm not really sure. So yeah, this episode just kind of random. They could have had another storyline in general. I get why I get why they had this storyline focus on Cecile and of course Chester, because Iris is like, you're a part of Team Flash now. Like, now? How about before, when he's been on the show for quite a bit? I guess not until after Cisco leaves is when he's now part of Team Flash. I don't know. But anyways, that is the reaction. That is the review of this episode. What did you guys think of The Flash this week? I'm curious to know your thoughts, guys. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.